The events unfold in Wild, the capital of the Adrasia Empire, serving as the backdrop for the story. Inside the Adventurers Guild, the receptionist was taken aback by an astonishing sight. Observing a man dragging a minotaurus horn on the floor left the other adventurers incredulous. This rare AAA class monster had been single-handedly defeated by the masked man known as Silver. Recognized as one of the 5 SS class adventurers on the mainland, Silver's achievement brought pride to the Wild Adventure Guild. After receiving his rewards from the receptionist and expressing gratitude, he left a coin on the table as a treat for everyone present. Silver, who exclusively undertakes high-difficulty quests, was highly regarded by the guild, although not all adventurers shared the same fondness for him. His gesture of treating everyone aimed to alleviate any tension. Retiring to his room at the inn, Silver removed his mask, revealing a young man named Arnold Lakes Adler, the 7th prince of the Adrasia Empire. Sebastian, his butler, greeted him inside the room. Arnold chided Sebastian for his lack of noise upon entering but clarified that he didn't want any lectures on proper prince behavior, as no one cared about a prince as dull as him. His twin brother possessed valor, intelligence, and a pleasant personality, earning praise for all his endeavors despite their identical appearance. Arnold, on the other hand, lacked ambition and courage, rendering him a useless prince with no support or skills. Growing up, he spent most of his time playing, causing his tutors to give up on him. Consequently, rumors circulated throughout the country, labeling him the dull prince, while his brother accumulated all the accolades. Even within the castle, there were individuals who looked down upon him and spoke ill behind his back. He had no expectations from anyone, despite his royal status. When Sebastian urged him not to mind such matters, Arnold responded that he didn't, but mentioned it only to avoid Sebastian's nagging. Sebastian revealed urgent news about the death of General Dominic, a prestigious veteran of the Imperial Guards with 50 years of frontline experience. Though he had some illness due to old age, it was clear that he had been assassinated. Arnold asked if Sebastian knew the culprit among 3 potential candidates for the throne, but they lacked any details or progress in the investigation. Dominic's assassination implied that his brother had become entangled in the battle for the throne, as he often criticized all the princes and princesses, except for one whom he favored. The empire would suffer no significant harm from his death, and it could be covered up as a result of his illness. The true damage was to the prince who lost an ally, Leonard Lakes Adler, Arnold's twin brother. Leonard had unwittingly made an ally, and that alliance was perceived as a threat by one of the throne contenders. 3 years before the crown prince's demise, a power struggle had already begun among the emperor's children. The 2nd prince, 2nd princess, and 3rd prince had already gathered substantial support, making their chances of becoming the emperor extremely high. Leonard, gaining attention from the general, became the 4th influential figure. As for the remaining princes and princesses, they could either choose to become allies or remain neutral, or they could become enemies and vie for the throne. After the succession, based on the personalities of the 3 contenders, Arnold knew that the other princes and princesses would be exiled or sentenced to death, along with their families. In Leonard's case, it involved Leonard, Arnold, and their mother. Leonard had to select someone to support. But becoming an ally or remaining neutral held no value since all 3 contenders had equal chances of becoming emperor. Therefore, Leonard had no choice but to compete for the throne. When Sebastian inquired about Arnold's desire to become emperor, Arnold stated that he disliked tedious responsibilities and always passed them on to his brother. He wanted to live a carefree life as an adventurer. He resolved to work behind the scenes to support his brother. Arnold went to the imperial palace to meet Leonard, enduring ridicule from various nobles along the way. They sarcastically commented on his energetic and carefree nature, while asserting that Leonard was the one with a chance at the throne, whereas Arnold was merely a loser. Although they showed respect by bowing their heads, he was the only member of the royal family not treated as royalty. The nobles and ministers held him in contempt. This disdain allowed him to act as he pleased while assuming the identity of Silver. It's just if you do whatever you want while carrying the title of the prince, it would naturally put you into that position. Without permission, he entered Leonard's room, surprising his brother. Arnold questioned Leonard about his plans after the old man's assassination. Leonard expressed his reluctance to fight against his own family. Arnold acknowledged that Leonard would say such a thing, but he emphasized the dark future that awaited if any of the three contenders ascended to the throne. Even if they both abandoned their royal duties and ran away, they would be attacked. And Arnold's ability to aid their escape would be limited. There was only one path left for them. Since Arnold was already perceived as an enemy, he had to join the battle, otherwise, death awaited both of them, including their mother. He pressured Leonard to reveal his plans. After careful consideration, Leonard decided to participate in the battle for the throne. Arnold knew that Leonard would choose to withdraw if the issue concerned only himself, but Leonard's kindness prevented him from doing so. They resolved to gather allies and increase their influence. By growing stronger, it would become more difficult for others to oppose them. In this struggle for the throne, the victor would be the one with the greatest power in their hands. The other three contenders possessed significant strength and abundant resources. With Leonard's current power, he had no chance of competing. Arnold assured Leonard that he would also strive to gather allies, but cautioned him not to get his hopes up since all the powerful individuals had already aligned themselves with the top three contenders. Leonard expressed gratitude and remarked that Arnold was better suited to become emperor. Arnold dismissed the notion, explaining that his goal was to marry a beautiful wife and live a joyful and carefree life, an outcome he wouldn't attain if he became emperor. He implored Leonard to pursue the path of emperorship to make that dream a reality. Placing his hand on Leonard's shoulder, Arnold noticed his brother trembling. Even for Leonard, the top three contenders were formidable opponents. While they were guaranteed to lead the nation effectively, they were not invincible. It was precisely because those three were engaged in a struggle that Leonard had a chance. Therefore, they needed to gather allies and earn recognition from their father, who would ultimately choose the successor. They devised a plan on how to gain the emperor's recognition, thus commencing the twins' fight for the throne. Subscribe to see the exciting political and adventure plots inside the royal family who desired to attain the power.